you back by 18 years, when a teenager, Sania Mirza, emerged as a force to be reckoned with. She rocketed to stardom after winning the 2005 WTA. She wowed the world with her skills, but yet got trolled back home for her attire. Remember, there was a fatwa issued against her for wearing a skirt and a top while playing tennis. Clerics fumed and frothed. They called it un-Islamic. Today, Sania Mirza may have retired, but the misogyny against women athletes remains. Well, a bodybuilding competition was held in Madhya Pradesh's Ratlam, where athletes across the world participated. But it has not gone down too well with the Congress, who have slammed the state government, calling it a nudity show. In fact, their grouse is that there is a cutout of Lord Hanuman. We are going to show you those visuals full frame. He, remember, is the patron deity of bodybuilding, which was kept on the stage. This is the stage where the athletes were flexing and strutting. Now, this happens to be an event whose organizing committee includes the BJP Mayor Prahlad Patel, who was also in attendance, and he watched it from the front row. The Congress has rained fire at the BJP for insulting the celibate Lord Hanuman. Sharing this video, the party had said that Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan must apologize for hurting Hindu sentiments. In fact, they have even sprinkled Ganga Jal and chanted Hanuman Chalisa to try and purify the venue, which allegedly got impure because there were women who were flexing. These were women bodybuilders and wrestlers. And not just Congress, even Akhilesh Yadav quipped in on social media saying that BJP is insulting Hindu gods. Here are some of these voices coming in.
बीजेपी की धर्म के साथ क्या ताल्लुक है, ये इसका बड़ा सबूत है कि वो न दूसरों के धर्म की इज्जत करते, न अपने धर्म की इज्जत करते। वो इस देश के अंदर कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। मोदी जी हैं तो सब मुमकिन है।
सीधे सीधे बजरंगबली हम सबके आराध्य का अपमान है। ये हम मांग कर रहे हैं कि तत्काल इनको या तो मुख्यमंत्री जी इस्तीफा दे दें, अगर बजरंगबली से वो टकराने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। हम चाहते हैं कि बजरंगबली का जिनने भी अपमान किया है उनको तत्काल पद से हटाया जाए।
1 माह पहले पठान पिक्चर का विरोध करते हुए उसे दीपिका पादुकोण की बिकनी में अश्लीलता दिख रही थी, जबकि दीपिका पादुकोण ने हनुमान जी को स्पर्श नहीं किया था, वो अश्लील थी। और इन प्रतियोगियों ने हनुमान जी के स्पर्श को करते हुए जिस बिकनी का धारण किया है, वह ड्रेस संस्कारवान कैसे बन गई। यही भारतीय जनता पार्टी के चरित्र को हमको उजागर करना है। हम स्पर्धा के विरोधी नहीं हैं।
तो सवाल ये है कि क्या ये अपमान बीजेपी आरएसएस के लिए नहीं है कि आप भगवान के सामने इस तरह के प्रदर्शन को आप एक तो आयोजित कर रहे हैं।
But these athletes have taken on the regression. Hear them speak of the hard work required to compete at this level and appeal not to deride or insult a spokesperson and instead to judge them not by their attire but by their skills and glory.
हमारे कितने सारे एथलीट्स को गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स मिले हैं, तो बहुत मेहनत करके हम यहाँ पर आते हैं। कोई भी हार्ड वर्किंग को आप अप्रिशिएट कीजिए। आप कुछ गलत लिख के किसी का भला नहीं होगा।
फिटनेस एक स्पोर्ट्स है। फिटनेस में कई सारी कैटेगरीज होती है, जिसमें ड्रेस कोड कंपलसरी होता है, उसके आधार पे प्रेजेंटेशन करना होती है। अगर उसमें किसी को इस अश्लीलता और ये लगती तो उसका नज़रिया का फ़र्क है। नहीं, हम भविष्य में अगर इस प्रकार की गतिविधि और हमारे स्पोर्ट्स को बदनाम करने का प्रयास अगर किया जाएगा तो हम सभी उसके प्रति कार्रवाई जरूर करेंगे। बहुत ही ज़्यादा निंदनीय है। ये जिसने भी ऐसा कथन करा है उसके अपने कथन पे उसको माफ़ी मांगना चाहिए।
And now, amid the criticism from the opposition, the BJP has hit back and asked why they are against women excelling in sports.
देखिए, कांग्रेसी लोग कभी भी महिलाओं को कुश्ती करते नहीं देख सकते, महिलाओं को वो जिम्नास्टिक करते नहीं देख सकते, महिलाओं को स्विमिंग करते, क्योंकि उसमें फिर क्या उनके अंदर का शैतान जागृत होता है। बहुत ही बेशर्म किस्म की व्याख्या और बयान है, और जो उसको कपड़ों से आंकते हैं, मुझे तो उनकी सोच पर तरस आता है।
आज रतलाम में बॉडी बिल्डर्स की जो प्रतियोगिता का आयोजन किया गया था, उसमें महिला प्रतिभागी भी आई थी और महिला प्रतिभागी ने अपने कला का प्रदर्शन किया है। तो उस विषय को लेकर कुछ लोगों ने अपनी गंदी सोच का परिचय दिया रतलाम में और उनके ऊपर गंदे कमेंट किए गए और उनके चरित्र पे उंगली उठाई गई है।
Well, this, of course, isn't the first time that women athletes have been tagged indecent while their male counterparts are given a long robe. Let's remind you how women athletes have been consistently judged by their attire, not their performance, many times in the past as well. March 2015 in Malda of Bengal, you had a women's football match which was cancelled under Mamata Banerjee's regime. The reason for that, the Maulvis had objected to girls playing and they issued a fatwa. They raised issue of the clothes that the players were wearing. Then later, in September 2005, there was a fatwa against Sania Mirza, as we had just discussed. That time too, the clerics had said that her skirts are un-Islamic and corrupting for others. This, remember, is one of the biggest youth icons that India has had from the world of sports. And then in September 2021, Afghanistan Taliban banned sports persons. Many would say it's not a surprise. Only sports women were banned. Taliban said that women's sport is not appropriate, nor is it necessary. In Iran, you had Ayatollah Khamenei. He had slammed flaunting, as he said, flaunting in women's sports. Iran had also banned women in gymnastics, in swimming and other water polo, where they felt their attire was not becoming enough. Well, unfortunately, remember, today the Congress and the Samajwadi Party have fiercely protested against this insult to Hindus. This is ironic, since they call themselves secular parties, but today they want to fashion themselves as custodians of Hindu Astha, doing just what the BJP, the RSS have done so far. Who really has insulted Hindus? That's the question. Let's remind you. Do you remember what Satish Jharkioli had said in November 2022? He had said that the meaning of the word Hindu is very dirty. Then you had Shivraj Patil in October 2022, who said that Krishna taught jihad to Arjuna in Gita. You, of course, had the very famous quote, which has been quoted and often quoted, of P. Chidambaram, the former Home Minister, in August 2010, saying saffron terror has been implicated in many blasts. Digvijay Singh had also quipped in September 2013, saying, why is every Hindu terrorist a Sanghi? Swami Prasad Maurya, and it's important for us to talk about the Samajwadi Party because Akhilesh Yadav himself has tweeted today saying that BJP has insulted the Hindu Astha. Swami Prasad Maurya, Akhilesh's own party leader, had said Ramcharitra Manas is regressive and it is abusive. You also had Brijesh Prajapati of Samajwadi Party who had said Ramcharitra Manas has objectionable portions. I can list a whole lot of them, but that will take the whole night. But you get the gist of what I'm saying. These are the people today who are accusing the BJP of insulting Hindu Astha. Let's open this up and ask some very straight questions. Joining us today on the show, Mithun Vijay Kumar, a political analyst. Ratan Sharda is joining us, an author. Reeth Abraham is joining us, an athlete. And Lokesh Jindal, leader with the Congress Party. Ravi Srivastava, a political analyst. Vikas Silas is also joining us, a spokesperson with the Samajwadi Party. My first question is going to go across to Congress's Lokesh Jindal. Mr. Jindal, as you know very well, every akhada has an idol of Bajrang Bali. He's seen as the patron deity of strength, patron deity of wrestling and anything to do with fitness. You had no problem when all these years, over the decades and over the centuries, Bajrang Bali's idol has always been kept at every akhada. You have had men wrestling in langots there. You had no problem. But today you have a problem when women are wearing a two-piece and competing in front of the same cutout. Why?
Hi, Meghna. First of all, it's wrong to compare akhada with bodybuilding.
This is a competition.
Both these two sports are entirely different. Secondly, when I'm talking about Bajrang Bali, he is Brahmachari. As a deity, he is known for Brahmacharya, and all his disciples, they revere the deity. Even I am a devotee of Lord Hanuman. And as a Brahmachari, there is no need to have him on the dais if there is a women bodybuilding competition being held. I mean, is it necessary to have Lord Hanuman being kept over there? Why is BJP time and again insulting the emotions and...
You didn't have a problem when men were wearing a similar attire. You have a problem because women are there wearing a two-piece, isn't it?
Meghna, please understand. There's no problem with that. Lord Hanuman is a Brahmachari. Please understand, there is no need to have his have his idol kept on the stage where women are going to
Since you're
display
talking
a
about
bodybuilding-
Hinduism, do you have scriptures which back it and say it is intrinsic
Yes, certainly.
that there should be no women in front of Lord Hanuman? Can you please tell me where it says?
No, Hanuman, in fact, in the Hanuman Chalisa, in the Ramayana...
That women should
in
not
all
be
the
there in front of Lord Hanuman. Can you please tell me where that
Hanuman
says?
is mentioned as a Brahmachari.
Fine,
Hanuman
I
is
asked you a different
Brahmachari.
question.
No, Meghna, listen. Even the temple priests in Salasar, those who worship, those who perform the ritual, they are Bal Brahmacharis. They do not, only those who are Bal Brahmacharis, they are allowed to enter and they are allowed to offer rituals to Lord Hanuman. The whole point is, what was the need of having the
Say
idol on
in the
stage?
Hindu scriptures that women should not be in front of Lord Hanuman's cutout or idol.
See, in Hindu scriptures, nowhere we have this form of a competition mentioned, nor do we
Then
have...
I'm sorry,
women-
I'm tired of asking you the same question again and again when I'm not getting any direct answers. Reeth Abraham, here's the problem. They seem to have had no problem what men wear when they are carrying out these competitions, the very same competitions which have been held. You can have it if there are men, but when it comes to women, that's where the problem is. Different yardsticks
Lord
for
Hanuman,
women, we've seen that in the past as well. Different yardsticks for women athletes. Reeth Abraham, the entire
wait.
weight of morality must lie on
Serious
you.
objection to this. Wait. Serious objection.
I have a serious
Lord
objection
Hanuman,
to maybe
wait.
something you may have said. I'll come back to you.
No, listen to
Since
me.
you're
Listen
talking
to me,
about since you're talking about a
listen
sport,
to me.
since you're talking about a competition, let's listen. At least have the dignity to
It is
listen into
an
someone
insult
who's
to
actually
my deity.
made India proud with her performance. Reeth
To my
Abraham.
religion. It is an insult to what I believe in. It is an insult to me being able to practice as a devotee of Lord Hanuman. It is an insult revered to a deity. And this
Lokesh
is
Jindal,
something serious.
either you answer the questions I ask you, please do not disrupt the others. You have neither answered the questions I put to you, nor are you allowing other panelists to speak. Now here
Can you
on
please,
this channel,
your
we don't
voice is
believe in
going-
dropping down the faders, but you are forcing us to do that. Let's not do that.
Next,
Have
there's
some
a
kind
lot
of
of echo
sensibility
that is-
shown. You have someone of the celebrated stature of Reeth Abraham. Please have the courtesy to listen to her. Reeth.
Yeah, I think this is totally politicized. Why should an athlete, a woman athlete, be judged by what she is wearing? What century are we in? And the women athletes for the past so many years have brought glory to the country. And now, just because Hanuman cutout is kept there and the women are wearing a two-piece, and that is what is required in a bodybuilding competition, they are supposed to show all their muscles. And that's how they are judged. And this is totally, unacceptable for the women athletes. It's not just now. I mean, the women athletes are always, trolled for what they are wearing. But when it comes to performance, nobody is talking about how well we are doing. Why is this? Why is this difference between the men and women? I mean, men also wear, just langots and do their wrestling and stuff like that. Nobody comments about that.
Yes.
Why only women?
Judge us by a performance, not by what we are wearing. Vivek Silas, and I find it very interesting that Samajwadi Party and especially your chief, Akhilesh Yadav, has come out saying that this is an insult to Hindu Astha by the BJP. And this is the same Hindu Astha that Samajwadi Party has been alleged of having violated. We just quoted some of the examples of what your leaders have been saying about Ramcharitra Manas. Today you are champions of Hindu Astha. Why this change of heart?
Yes, very good evening to you, Meghna, and very, very happy Holi to the viewers and the panelists.
Happy Holi to you.
As you said in the opening remark of your, show, you said the first line that you spoke that Bajrang Bali was a celibate. Yeah, we believe he was a celibate, he was a modest person, and he was untouched. He was a pure soul, untouched soul. And it is an old habit of the Bhartiya Janata Party to comment and insult on Hindu gods. I'll tell you how. To win an election,
say the same about
our Honorable
Samajwadi
Chief
Party.
Minister Yogi Adityanath said in Rajasthan, let me say something, What Yogi Adityanath ji said that Bajrang Bali was a Dalit and a Banwasi in Rajasthan just to win an election. Here in Uttar Pradesh, the Deputy CM said that Mata Sita was a test tube baby. And people here in the cabinet of Yogi Adityanath ji's cabinet, they say that Lord Ram was illegitimate. He was born out of Singhi Rishi and Maharaj Dashrath was not his father. This is what the Bhartiya Janata Party is always saying. It's on record. And it was a female body competition. We are not against the competition at all. You should be absolutely very clear. But Bajrang Bali stayed away from female in his entire life, and he is said to be still alive on this earth. Till the Satyug comes, he is still alive, according to Hindu mythology. This proves that the Bhartiya Janata Party uses Hinduism only for vote bank politics and nothing else. We have seen huge scams in Ayodhya and in the name of Ram, Lord Ram, but the people who have done it, the MLA and the mayor of the Bhartiya Janata Party, they still continue to be in the Bhartiya Janata Party.
Ratan Sharda, would you like to respond to it? Because that's one thing that Vivek Sailas as well as Lokesh Jindal has said. It's important for us to get this very clear. In Hindu scriptures, is it intrinsic that Bajrang Bali is celibate and there should be no women in front of him? Does it say so?
See, the people who have no interest in Hindu dharma have been abusing Hindu.
No such women in such dresses.
Women in such dresses should not be in front of Bajrang Bali. I've made that correction. Women in such dress should not be in front of Bajrang Bali. Ratan Sharda, where does it say?
First of all, अरे भाई शांति रखो ना आप. हो गया, आपने बोल लिया जितना बोलना था. आपने जो अपनी misogyny दिखानी थी, whatever misogyny you wanted to show, you have shown. Now you can keep your respect by not keep your speaking. This is typical example of what women should wear, we will decide. It is typical example what women can do, we will decide. And when you are into, when Mr. Jindal says bodybuilding is different from wrestling, tell me how in the God's name can somebody wrestle without building a body? That is one. Point two, there was a time when women would not go to Hanuman Temple because it was not, because they were supposed to be Brahmachari. That was a one-time tradition. This is not dharmic text. This is only tradition. I'm talking about traditions change over time. Now women go to Hanuman Temple. I would ask the gentlemen who are all incensed about this, tell me whether that women go to Hanuman Temple or not. Secondly, Shivling was not supposed to be touched by women. Now women touch it. Tell me whether the women go to Shiva Mandir and touch Shivling or not. Third, if they are saying that Hanumanji is the god for bodybuilders, why women cannot do that? When women are already entering the temples, they are already entering various temples, and they talk about Brahmachari. Then what about Sabrimala? Why all these people, so-called progressive, are saying that women should be allowed? What happens to Sabrimala? If his Ayyappa is a Brahmachari, how does he lose his Brahmacharya? Our gods are strong enough, sir. Traditions keep on changing. And if women want to build body and they have same Aradhana for Bhagwan Hanuman, then they should respect it. And Hanumanji is Chirantan, he is Chirayu, he is Chiranjeevi. He is alive. That's everybody believes who believe in Hanuman. So don't say was. He is. And that is I respected everybody. And you talk about Sabrimala. This is worse. By copying Islamists, they have come to the level of themselves becoming Islamists. What Taliban was doing continuously is doing with women. This is what these people want. My answer question is whether the women go to Hanuman Temple or Shiva Temple, whether they want women to build bodies or not. Who will decide? Will they decide?
Who are they to decide? Who are the custodians of Hindu Dharma? Ravi Srivastava, I'm going to come to you because it's important. You've always been very liberal. Ratan Sharda has raised very specific pointed questions here. I want you to respond on that because you have been a champion of women rights. You have spoken very openly, freely and candidly when it came in the case of Sabrimala. Even at the time of Sania Mirza, everyone had spoken about how this is unacceptable, that a woman athlete is being derided and being judged on her clothes. Ravi Srivastava, do you endorse that today you have the Congress put Ganga Jal, say that this area has been made impure by women? Ravi Srivastava, do you endorse that mindset?
I fully agree with you. And first of all, even today, I am in full agreement that whatever has happened, there is nothing wrong in it. Okay. At the same time, the way my BJP friends are defending it, I would request them to organize such events across the country and do it before everyone. Start with UP, Bihar, Delhi, Bengal, everywhere. Do it, please. You have done a wonderful job. What a great show you have organized. The Prahlad Patel, Chaitanya Kashyap, they have done a remarkable job.
They have shown a new direction to the BJP, who was objecting to the bikini color of Deepika Padukone. Today you have become so liberal. You have become absolutely, non-misogynistic. And I fully agree with you. Please do it everywhere. It is a wonderful show. And this is an eye-opener for the country, that this is the way we can put the God and a woman in the two-piece bikini together. Wonderful. Go ahead, sir. Very good. BJP is justifying it. I justify your justification.
Okay. Mithun Vijay Kumar, let me come to you.
Just a moment.
That's an interesting.
Five
Can we
seconds.
draw these analogies of women body wrestlers in front of Bajrang Bali and the bikini of Deepika Padukone, which was much in news because of the irate and the fire and fury by the Sangh Parivar?
It was because of lurid dance. Nothing to do with bikini.
Is it a question to me?
Yes. We'll just come back to you, Ratan Sharda. This question is for Mithun Vijay Kumar.
You can't compare sports.
See, in this particular case, if you see, only Congress is getting offended and not the entire Hindu community. So, like you already said in your opening statement, it has nothing to do with the Hindu faith or Hinduism, because it's a way of life. Hinduism is a way of life, and there is no binding book of rules and doesn't mandate any dress code for women, whether it's a bodybuilding competition or anything else. Now, the same people who are saying, like one of the panelists said, who are saying that Hanuman is a Brahmachari, are the ones fighting to ensure women enter Sabrimala temple when when there is a deity who is a Brahmachari. So if it is about faith, then why is it not an issue when Sri Kamalnath cuts a cake on his birthday in the shape of Hanuman Temple with a portrait of Lord Hanuman on it? Why is not an issue? If he is such a believer, why is that not an issue? So Congress must not try to introduce, a Taliban culture here. Congress is making statements that were not said that were not spoken against women even in the Stone Age. And like you already mentioned, Lord Hanuman is a patron god for sports and fitness in Hinduism, and comparing it with Deepika Padukone's dressing is nowhere. It's a wrong comparison, first of all. And this whole controversy has less to do with Hinduism and more to do with Congress's perspective of women. Seeing women in bodybuilders attire is an obscenity for them because their concept of a woman doesn't match with what they saw at the event. So this whole statement and the controversy reviews their
and that's ironical because Congress gave India the first woman prime minister. For the longest time had the woman chief. Lokesh Jindal, today your party stands of trying to impose Talibani diktats on women.
Meghna, there is a occasion and there is a atmosphere, a devotion, emotion associated with a religious idol and the ceremony. We have to understand that women going to Lord Ayyappan's Sabrimala temple, over there they are going with devotion. Over here there is a simply bodybuilding, and I would say they are showing off their
They've gone after years of hard work, practice. It's not easy to do what they are doing. That's a skill. That's performance. That's years of blood, sweat and tears. Lokesh Jindal.
Meghna, aware of this bodybuilding culture. Very well aware. And I know how this entire ecosystem acts and functions.
It doesn't meet up to your standards, Mr. Lokesh Jindal, then?
I'm not advocating it. It's a way of life for few people, but Lord Hanuman's presence over there was not required. What was the idol of Lord Hanuman doing over there? I want to ask this question.
He's the patron god of fitness. Bajrang Bali, as we all know, when you are scared, when you want your strength, you chant Bajrang Bali. Who decides whether he should be there or not? Congress decides. Congress is the custodian.
It's not about Congress. It's about the very that Bajrang Bali is for.
Ratan Sharda wants to come in. Ratan Sharda?
I had asked simple question,
yes.
whether their women go to Hanuman Temple or not, whether the women go to Shiv Temple or not, whether the women go to Sabrimala or not. Give me just answer yes or no.
So you want a dress code on women, Lokesh Jindal?
Yes.
No.
You want a dress code on women?
Whether goes to Hanuman or not, if Hanuman is Brahmachari, why do your women go to Hanuman Temple? Why do you touch Shivalingam there?
If he's a Brahmachari, Ratan Sharda wants to ask, simple question, Lokesh Jindal, if he's a Brahmachari, why do women go to pray at a Hanuman temple?
It's not about men or women.
You just said it's about men or women. You just said he's a celibate.
If somebody within this panel is not a prophet, what will you do? You will take that person out of the debate. Over here, when I'm talking about Hanuman, so can you please silence this person? He speaks because you have given him a license to talk whenever he wants. Don't interject now. Shut up.
Please do not use unparliamentary language on this word. You too were interrupting. I have asked all our panelists not to interrupt. Lokesh Jindal, simple question asked to you. Why do women then go and are allowed by apparently men and the Congress party allowed to go in, thank you for that, into Hanuman Mandir?
Meghna, they can go worship Lord Hanuman, but with proper attire. They want
and who decides this attire? You will.
No, the attire has to be with respect to the occasion. They cannot go in a two-piece. I mean, over here, will you accept this form of attire in the parliament?
They were not travelling around, roaming around, strutting in a two-piece. Perhaps you don't understand the sport. Reeth Abraham, you need to come in.
No, tell me.
Because here we have men sitting and telling women that they are trouncing around in two pieces. Don't understand that this is a competition. Reeth Abraham, unfortunately, this is the regressive mindset we've had in the past. And I listened to Reeth Abraham. Yeah? She's someone who's actually competed for India, brought laurels for India. You want to decide what women have to wear. Now you want to decide whether women are allowed to speak or not. Please show her some courtesy. Reeth Abraham.
So, yes. So the organizers decided they want to keep a cutout of Lord Hanuman on the stage. It was not the women who wanted it. Probably there were some of the women who didn't want it. And there were Hindu girls there competing, and it didn't make a difference to them whether it was the cutout was there or not. It was a competition. It didn't make a difference to them whether the Hanuman cutout was there or not.
Exactly.
So why is such a big issue made out of it? So what if the...
That's what we are objecting to, madam. That's what we are objecting to. So what if the Hanuman cutout is there? Was not required.
They are doing it with a clean heart. They are doing it with a clean heart and a clean mind. No, this is really unacceptable.
No, madam,
really unacceptable. So what if the Hanuman cutout
nobody is objecting to this body.
They are doing it with a clean heart, clean mind. They have trained hard for what they are doing. You've literally anguished an athlete like Reeth Abraham. She's just shaking her head. She doesn't know what to say. Perhaps you don't understand what has gone behind years of training.
Hurting with sentiments.
Look at her face. That anguish really speaks volumes on Reeth Abraham's speech. But Vivek Silas, here's my problem. When you had someone like Akhilesh Yadav, we expected a huge amount of change. When you have secularists like Rahul Gandhi who say Bharat Jodenge, everyone welcome that yes, indeed, we are going to have this wave of unity. And then immediately you are sprinkling Ganga Jal and saying women have made this place impure. In a land of India where the majority population are Hindus, you have said that women exiting the stage means that they have made it impure. We must now sprinkle it with Ganga Jal to purify it. Is that something, and I really want to know this personally as well, is that something that Akhilesh Yadav endorses? Does he think that women...
Entire Chief Minister's house with Ganga Jal. But no one questioned him. Why did he wash?
So you're
because
saying...
Akhilesh Yadav belonged to the OBC Commission.
So now you are supporting what Yogi ji has done.
Let me speak, please. Let me, I am just saying that the questions were not raised there. And what the athlete sitting here, Reeth Abraham ma'am has said. You said she had an anguish on her face, you know. When wrestlers sat on the Janata Mantar and alleged the Bhartiya Janata Party MP Brijbhushan Saran Singh, the head of the Indian Olympic Association, of sexual harassment and threat to death. What was that, ma'am?
She's not a politician.
And Mr. Sharda
I will take great offense if you treat her like a politician. She's not.
They should go to the temple. No, I'm not treating her. She's one of the best athletes that India has ever got. Yeah, and she has brought India proud. Similarly, the athletes who were sitting in the Janata Mantar brought India proud. They won gold medals for India even in the Olympic, Asiad and the Commonwealth Games. They were being sexually harassed and, you know, they were given threat to life.
And which is why today they should be discriminated. Is that what you are saying? Vivek Silas, that women have been sexually harassed. So aaj unko, let's block them from even competitions.
No.
Unko sexual harassment kiya, so now block them as well. Is that your contention?
Women have the equal rights in India.
I think it's
Reeth Abraham, please come in.
It's a right time for me to say, I think it's the right time for me to say that the politicians do your job. take care of your constituency, take care of your citizens, and do what you have to do as a politician. Don't enter into the field of sports and dictate terms to us athletes who are bringing glory to the country. This is what we have, day in and day out, we work hard and we have built our muscles, and we have to do this because we have to do it. You have no right to tell us what we wear, what we do where. Sexually harassed, the politicians come, they think they can rule the sports associations and federations. No, you can't do it.
She doesn't get it, but you will explain it to her what athletes are facing. And Ravi Srivastava, is that one of the problems? That it's not about sports at all. Perhaps it's not even about Hindu dharma. It is all boiling down to politics. Is that the problem, Ravi Srivastava? And I expect a very candid, honest answer from you.
It's only that.
Nobody is clean as far as this aspect is concerned. But all BJP leader used to, recite in the parliament itself, whiskey mein Vishnu base or ram mein base Ram, or jin mein Mata Janki or tarre mein Hanuman. Oh, those kind of people are there. I ask only one simple question. Those who are justifying that, let the Hanuman cutout be touched by the two-piece bikini woman, let them say
that's not a bikini, please. Let's not do that. She's not wearing a bikini. She's in a gear.
Okay, right. In the same attire, let them send their party women to the temples also for worshipping. Absolutely fine.
Is that what you said at the time of Sabrimala? Then you were a champion of women rights, Ravi Srivastava. I'm quite surprised that today you'd actually say that.
No, I am just telling those people who are justifying that there is nothing wrong in it, touching that cutout of the Lord Hanuman, and that women can go to worship. There should be no restriction on their attire. Let them send a woman in the same attire to the all temples. There is no problem. You can send it.
Mithun Vijay Kumar, do you feel threatened today? Does BJP feel threatened today that they were always called the custodians? They were mocked and said, you are not the custodians of Hindu Dharma. Aaj to it's Hindu Dharma ke custodians, aaj Congress and SP ho gaya hai.
The thing is, it's a very cheap politics that Congress is playing here, and I don't represent BJP first of all. And people like Lokesh Jindal, who are today, speaking about faith, they must understand that these are women participating in a bodybuilding event as part of their profession, and this is not some leisure time activity. And they have a dress code to follow. So this is just like insulting women at their workplace, and action must be taken against all those who are involved in this. And I asked one question, will Lokesh Jindal criticize, it's about faith you're talking, right? It's about faith you're talking. So will you criticize the same Kamal Nath for cutting a cake in the shape of Hanuman Temple on his birthday, if it is all about faith? So this kind of reveals the patriarchal, intolerant patriarchal mindset of Congress that expects women to dress up in a certain way. And it must be criticized by, irrespective of whether you are a right-wing supporter or BJP or any other party.
Lokesh Jindal, I have a question for you. And Lokesh Jindal, I'm going to ask you a direct question. Please promise me before that you're going to answer my question, because you've really not answered any of my questions. I'll read out a tweet. This is from your own General Secretary, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, saying whether it is a bikini, a gungat, a pair of jeans or a hijab, it is a woman's right to decide what she wants to wear. It is a right guaranteed by the Indian Constitution. Stop harassing women.
Yes.
Was she wrong?
Absolutely, she's right. But why is the cutout?
You just said that she can't be right if you are today opposing this.
I would agree with Ms. Abraham over here. Mrs. Abraham rightly pointed out that many of the bodybuilders, they didn't like that Lord Hanuman's cutout was kept over there. But the organizers, especially the BJP MLA who was present over there, they had deliberately...
She never said that. Don't misquote her. She's still there and she's saying she never said that. Don't misquote her.
The event of Lord Hanuman and get political brownies out of it.
Problem to yahi hai yaar. Let me come across to Ratan Sharda. Priyanka Gandhi says when it's bikini or gungat, a woman has the right to wear what she wants. Her own Congress people will go and say that women should not be allowed in front of Lord Hanuman. Ratan Sharda.
My Lord, my Bhagwan, Hanuman is not so weak that he will mind women wearing what they are wearing as their power sports, first of all. And they are continuously saying, bikini pehn ke mandir chale jao. They are insulting women in the sports wear. Does any women go to outside sports? Do they wear anything they like? They wear what the society expects or what they expect to go in a normal society to insult them for coming on stage in a certain attire because that is compulsion of sports. They're insulting women, they're showing their messages and their misogyny, temperament, nothing else. And we keep on saying that Bhagwan ki aasa. Are you sure that when they go to gym they don't have Hanuman ki pratima there? Are you saying that bodybuilding should be done in burqa? What kind of people these are?
Vivek Silas, would you like to respond to that? Should they wear a burqa to do bodybuilding?
Insulting. They're so insulting to God himself.
Can you stop insulting God himself, the God of fitness? Is what Ratan Sharda is saying. Vivek Silas, stop insulting the God himself.
No, yes. Let him. Tell him to stop. I'll respond. Tell him to stop. I'll respond.
आपने योगी का अपमान किया.
रतन शारदा रुक जाइए ना, आप बोल चुके हैं. ये आपको पूरा अधिकार दिया हुआ है टाइम्स नाउ ने कि आप किसी के बीच में बोल सकते हैं. हाँ मेघना जी, आपने इनको वीटो पावर दी हुई है क्या?
टाइम्स नाउ ने किसी का फेडर डाउन नहीं किया है. आपकी भी आवाज उतनी ही आ रही है, इफ नॉट क्लियरर. बट विवेक सिलास जी आप बोलिए, प्रियंका गांधी भी बोलती है बिकिनी हो, घूंघट हो, मगर प्रॉब्लम तो आपकी पार्टी को हो रहा है, उनकी पार्टी को हो रहा है. बुर्का पहन के करे क्या बॉडी बिल्डिंग?
मैडम आपने सबसे नहीं, बुर्का पहन के बॉडी बिल्डिंग हो नहीं सकती. बॉडी बिल्डिंग तो इसी ड्रेस में होगी और होनी भी चाहिए. इसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम एट ऑल. बट आर यू सेड द.
अरे भैया मुझे बताओ, पहले हनुमान मंदिर में नहीं जाती थी स्त्रियां, शिवलिंग को नहीं छूती थी, आज करती कि नहीं करती? आपके घर की स्त्रियां करती कि नहीं करती? क्या हमारे भगवान वीक हो गए? क्या हमारे भगवान कमजोर हो गए?
रतन शारदा तो फिर महिलाओं को इसी अटायर में आप मंदिर भेज दीजिए. बजरंग बली एक सेलिब्रेट थे, बजरंग बली एक ब्रह्मचारी थे. उनके सामने आप इस तरह का अगर आप कंपटीशन ऑर्गेनाइज करेंगे, ये कहीं ना कहीं गलत है.
हनुमान मंदिर जाती है क्या?
आप कितना भी डिफेंड कर लीजिए रतन शारदा, आप इसको डिफेंड नहीं कर पाएंगे. यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू डिफेंड दिस.
अगर करती है तो 50 साल पहले नहीं करती.
It cannot be justified.
Because
Lord Bajrang Bali was a celibate, he was untouched by any woman. Such competitions should not be held in front of Lord Hanuman. That is the only thing we object to. That is the only thing we are objecting to, nothing more than that.
स्टैंडर्ड एक ही आपका.
Don't
हनुमान जी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
we are talking about the competition, not about the Sabrimala. We are not talking about Bajrang Bali temple. We are talking about this competition. Try to understand. A female, such a competition should not be held.
Let me come in. Vivek Silas, I agree with you. This is a competition. This is not even a mandir that we are talking about. In a competition, if there is a cutout of Lord Hanuman, who decides whether he is being offended or not? Will you decide that the presence of women in whatever they are wearing is offensive to Lord Hanuman? ये कौन बताएगा? आप बताएंगे?
Wherever there is a statue of Lord Hanuman, it automatically becomes a temple. Wherever there is
a temple, women are allowed.
It becomes a temple.
Women are allowed.
It is not that only the temple is a temple.
Women go to temple, Hanuman Mandir all the time.
If you keep it at home, it becomes a temple.
Ravi Srivastava, would you like to come in? Because here, we seem to be going into the realm of complete bizarre. When you say that women should be allowed to wear what they want to wear, we respect them. Our party leader Priyanka Gandhi respect them. We respect them. But if they exit the stage, यहाँ पर हनुमान चालीसा पढ़ना चाहिए, इसको purify करना चाहिए.
I don't know whether they have that I don't agree that cleaning that particular place with the Ganga Jal and all that. But one thing is for sure that Lord Hanuman or Lord Ram or Mata Sita or the idols of the god should be brought everywhere just like that. They are good for temple only, and they should stay in the temple. That place is sacrosanct where they stay. So it is bringing a Lord Hanuman cutout on a stage. Somebody will tomorrow carry it on the head and do for election rally also. I think this is incorrect totally.
So Mithun Vijay Kumar. That is the specific problem that I get your point. Ravi Srivastava has made a specific problem that he says, why are you using a lord in the middle of a competition? He shouldn't have been put there.
I don't know if there is any hard and fast rule on using the cutout of Hanuman. I have seen, even in non-vegetarian, the cashier's desk of even some non-vegetarian restaurants have Hindu gods, at display. So does that mean they are hurting the sentiments of Hindus? I think it's an unnecessary controversy that Congress is trying to create at this point. And they are the ones who have always had a history of insulting Hindu gods, right from Digvijay Singh to Shivraj Patel. They have a long, even you had mentioned some of the instances where Hindu gods were particularly targeted by Congress. So today when Congress creates this controversy, it's very clear that they are trying to appease Hindus at the cost of women empowerment. So at this point, they are fine keeping women empowerment aside, and they want to appease the Hindu community. That's only to attack BJP or for some cheap politics. So this is a particular case where women at work are being insulted, and the National Commission for Women or the Women's Commission of the state must take this into consideration and take action against those involved in it.
And it's very interesting. Today there seems to be a role reversal from the time of the burqa ban, the hijab ban which had happened, where Congress and the right and the secularists, the so-called secularists and the right wing seem to have today switched places. You have the right wing today defending women's liberation. You have the secularists today saying Hindu Astha is hurt and we will decide what's Hindu Astha and how it's going to be hurt. But which is why, Reeth Abraham, I want to give you the final word on this, because you're an athlete. You know what it takes. How does it feel like to have this politics around it? There's someone who's calling sports sleaze. It doesn't reach up to their high moral standards to have women who are wearing gear. Again and again, the word bikini is being used for them, which I would take strong offense to. These are not bikinis. They are wearing their gear. As a Sachin Tendulkar would wear his cricketing kit, and you would not criticize this. This is just the same when it comes to bodybuilders or women. Reeth Abraham, how does it feel like to be dismissed? Do you think it's gender specific and not about Astha?
To start with, right from the beginning, I said this is totally politicized. And if Lord Hanuman could appear and, comment on this, I would think he would say that the women competing, for bodybuilding in front of his cutout is not a big deal at all. But the whole conversation about him being there and, women not being allowed to compete and washing him with Ganga Jal would have been a bigger problem for him than the women competing with that, attire. This is totally ridiculous. And for all the women athletes in the country, we are in the 21st generation and we have brought laurels to the country. Allow us to do what we are supposed to do. We know our job. We will not go in a two-piece attire to the temple. This was a stage where they had to perform. This is not a temple. I don't know why the cutout was there, but it was really unfortunate that had to be there. But it is of no consequence. It is not an idol which was, which was placed there. It was just a cutout.
It was just a cutout. About that? Don't judge women from the attire. If you want to judge them by their performance. Judge them by the laurels they get for India. Do not deride them. Do not call it a nudity show, as were the words which were used. And I think that really is the final word that Reeth Abraham did have in this unfortunate political slugfest that it has turned into. Thank you so much, all our panelists, for joining us here today on the first debate on India Upfront. With that,